Good morning and greetings from your state capital. Once again, I am State Representative Tim Jones from the 89th District. This week, we moved one step closer to completing the one item that we are constitutionally mandated and required to do as your state representatives and senators, and that's to complete the state's budget. This year, the state budget is around $23 billion, about the approximate size of last year's budget, and more importantly, we here in the majority party had to do a lot of heavy lifting because the governor sent us a budget in January that was over $500 million in excess of what a balanced budget would be. Now, to the governor's credit, he finally did come around to our position later on in the session around March, early April, and he worked with the Senate and realized that we needed to reduce state government. And I'm proud to say this is probably the first time we have effectively reduced and streamlined state government in many, many decades, if it's ever been done. And that's because that state government, like your families, has to tighten its belts. We are in one of the most difficult economic challenging times that our country has ever seen. Now this week on the House floor, as we were working through the final conference committee reports, these are the reports that the Senate and the House have prepared after a lot of negotiations and after the budget debate has been held in both chambers. We considered the final conference committee reports here in the House, the final time that the House will be reviewing and seeing the budget. And what we heard a lot on the House floor from the minority party yesterday was a lot of complaining and belly aching about what's not in the budget. I think we should look more at the positive things as what is in the budget. We are fully funding education at the same level as it was last year. So education experienced no cuts, which is excellent, although we do need to do some true education reform at some point in this state. But it's good to see that the funding levels have been maintained. In addition, we have provided funding for those who most need it in our state, the mentally ill and seniors and children, between mental services and social services and health and human services, to the tune of $8.5 billion, over a third of our budget. So between education and providing assistance for those who most desperately need it, we have met that duty to the tune of nearly $16 billion between general revenue and state funds. So to say that this budget does not provide necessary funding for those Missourians who need it and for those in the education field is simply incorrect. It is a wise budget, it is a practical budget, and it is a budget that actually reduces and streamlines government during the most challenging economic time that we have seen since the Great Depression. So I am proud to say that we have actually completed this heavy, heavy task early this year, for the first time since I've been up here. And the Senate has been following behind us, approving the same conference committee reports that we have. So once again, from your state capital, I bring you good news that your state is in good hands this year in passing a balanced budget without any tax increases. Thank you for your time, and again, I am State Representative Tim Jones. I look forward to speaking to you again next week.